This is Makeup by Mackenzie, and I am Mackenzie, obviously. Today on my channel, we are doing this really cool cut crease cherry blossom inspired look. I'm sorry I've been a little bit MIA, you guys. After the last video I posted, I had a really busy week, so I wasn't able to film that week. And then the week after that, I was sick, so I wasn't able to film that week. And then this last week, I had some family visiting, so I wasn't able to film that week. And so I really felt like I needed to do a video for you guys this week. So yeah, sorry for being a little absent, especially after kind of an intense video last time. But I'm here this week, and I'm here to bring you this fun, glittery, shiny, flower power look. So without any further ado, let's play with some makeup, shall we? You know, the last two videos that I put out were kind of emotional, and I originally planned on doing that video in one video, then it ended up being almost an hour long. That's really not cool. I don't want you guys to have to sit through an hour, especially if anyone just wanted the video, like the tutorial part, not the emotional my story part. So I decided to split it into two videos, but I didn't want to post one a week later. I kind of just wanted to put it all out there, because that was the main thing with me doing that video, was to just put everything on the table, lay it all out for you guys, and just be real and honest. And I have to say, it's been kind of like a weight lifted off my shoulders ever since I put out that video. I've gotten so many of my family and my friends messaging me, being like telling me that I was really brave, and telling me that they're sorry for everything that I've been through and what I'm dealing with, and that if there's anything that they can do to help me, to let them know. And just hearing that encouragement, you know, there's not really anything that anybody can do, but having the encouragement and having the support means a lot to me. And so that was really kind of nice to hear from them. And so thank you to any of you guys who are watching. And it also just feels like I don't have to hide it anymore. There was a lot of like, when I was having conversations with people, there was always this feeling in the back of my head that they're gonna find out, or they're gonna see it and they're gonna judge me. And now that they know, I kind of don't feel weird about them seeing it anymore. I'm kind of just like, they already know I have it. Who cares if they see it? Because now they won't look at me and be like, why doesn't she have eyelashes? They know why I don't have eyelashes, so they're not gonna judge me for it. I don't know, there's something about just having everybody know that is relieving, which I thought it would be really anxiety inducing, but it's not. But let's go ahead and get into this video. So I've got my face primed. I've got both face and eyeshadow primer on. The look I'm doing is inspired by the cherry blossoms, even though that season has passed. I still want to do a look that's inspired by that. And I'm going to an art show tonight, like art show thing. So I want to do something a little bit artsy. So I'm just going to use a eyeshadow that matches my skin tone, just along the brow bone here. And I'm doing my eyes before I do my face, just in case I mess up. Now I'm going to dip into my Carli Bybel, BH Cosmetics Carli Bybel palette. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. You can see it's a shade I like a lot because I hit pan on it. But it's a good shade, and I really like it as a transition shade. And that's just going all along the crease. And don't worry about how far out here you get, because I'm kind of gonna do a wing shape out here with my cut crease. And I'm getting it all the way into the inner corner as well. Getting it all the way out here. And I'm gonna clean that up. That's another good thing about doing my eyeshadow before I do my face, is that I can go in with my foundation and my concealer and clean up those outer edges. So really, you don't have to be clean with this, and we'll blend that out, you know, so. But I'm getting it just kind of all along the crease here. Just like that. And you don't have to worry about if you get it on the lid, because obviously we're gonna cut the lid, so. Now with cut creases, you really do want the color, any color that you're using, to be concentrated really heavily right along where you're going to cut the crease. So that's what we have so far, and now I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush and blend out those edges. But I'm really blending it out, and you can even go back in with that blending shade that we first applied, the shade that matches your skin tone. You can go right along the edges to kind of tone it down a little bit if you're feeling like you applied a little bit too much. Now we're going to I'm going to start kind of outlining where I'm going to cut the crease. So I'm dipping into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going into the shade Love Letter, which is this shade right here. It's a nice deep pink, and I'm gonna start to draw out that line that I'm going to follow with my cut crease. And it doesn't need to be super neat, we're gonna blend it upwards, but it just helps to start drawing it out. I actually did a cherry blossom inspired look last year, around this time last year, and I absolutely hated the way that it turned out. I think I posted a picture of it on my Instagram, so feel free to go to my Instagram and check that out. All right, so that's the basic shape I have right now. So I'm just taking a slightly thicker brush. It's still pretty thin, but I'm just taking a little tiny bit. Remember, with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, a little bit goes a long way. So start with a little bit of color, you know, and slowly build up. But now that I've got this basic shape down, I can start adding a little bit more pigment and start blending it upwards so that we'll get this nice, really nice crease. All right, so now I'm going to take the brush that I used for our transition shade. I'm just gonna start to buff out those edges a little bit. I'm gonna do circular motions to just help it keep it concentrated in there. This is one of those parts that you should just take your time on. Get it as blended as you need. Use different motions, use different brushes to get it as blended as you like. And you can go back and forth between blending and adding more pigment, and you really do want this to be nice and blended. You know, you don't want this to be a harsh line. It will look a lot better when it's blended. Yep, you're just going back and forth between adding more pigment and blending it out until you get the concentration that you want. Now, with really intense looks, always remember that it's never going to look really good until you're done. Just power through it. You're gonna have moments when you're just like, this looks horrible, what am I doing to myself? But just keep powering through them. You know, it's gonna look good when you're done. Just get it done. Get her done. Yeah, there's so many times when I'm doing a look and I'm just like, what am I doing? And then I get done with it and I'm like, hey, this actually does look pretty good. I'm at that moment right now, which is why I told you guys I'm at that point where I'm just like, what am I doing? But I know, I have faith in myself that it will look good when it's done. So now I'm going to cut the crease. So I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Concealer. Hopefully that focused. And I'm going to take a very flat synthetic brush that has a nice tip to it, and that's going to help us with cutting this crease. And I did a video a while ago on testing out a cut crease stamp, so I will link that in the description box below for you guys if you want to check that out, because I know that doing cut creases is not the easiest thing. It takes a lot of time and precision. They're really not that hard, they take a lot of precision, and so sometimes that can be challenging. So I'll link that in the description box below for you to find. But basically, I'm just gonna take that brush and just start cutting the crease. Take your time on this part, guys. Don't rush this part. when I get to the outer edge, I'm winging it out. And I can just, you know, fade this out a little bit because I'll cover that up with concealer later.
7 hours later.
That's what I have so far. It's not perfect, but what I am going to do is I'm going to take that small flat eyeshadow brush again and Love Letter from the palette, and I'm just going to go along that line a little bit to darken it up, right along the line. And that also will help to sharpen it up a little bit. There we go. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and line my upper and lower waterline with a brown pencil. So I'm going to use the Rimmel ScandelEyes waterproof Kohl eyeliner in the shade brown. Focus up here. There we go. It's a little better. Okay. In the shade brown. This will also give the concealer on my eyelids a chance to set. If I was going to use an eyeshadow on my eyelids, I would just go ahead and put the eyeshadow on there to set my eyelids. But I'm going to be using a liquid eyeshadow, so I want to give the concealer a little bit of time to get settled. Alright, so that didn't need to be clean. It wasn't. So good. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the color that I want on my lids. And so I'm going to use the Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow in the shade Kitten. So I'm just gonna take that on another flat pointed synthetic brush so that I have a little bit more control over it. That is just going on the lid. So I'm kind of like cutting the crease again, but I'm just trying to stay within the lines that I've already cut for myself. But if you didn't get those lines quite as sharp as you want, this is a good opportunity to go back in and sharpen them up a bit. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Looking pretty. So, okay, so that is done. The next thing I'm going to do before I do the rest of my face is I'm just going to line my upper lash line. So I'm just gonna dip into the Morphe 35O palette, and I'm gonna go for this shade right here. I'm taking an angled liner brush, and I'm not doing a wing or anything. I'm just gonna keep this pretty simple, close to the lash line, but kind of smoky. I'm not really necessarily going for anything precise. So I'm just doing really small back and forth motions, and that's gonna keep it in a nice tight line, but just make it a little bit smoky. So that is done. That's what I have so far. So now I'm going to do the rest of my face and my eyebrows off of camera, and I will be right back. So I went ahead and did my foundation, concealer, setting powder, and then bronzer. I always feel like with a really intense eye look, it helps to even out the rest of the face by adding contour or bronzer, especially when it's a warm colored look like the one I'm doing today. It helps to warm up the face a little bit with some bronzer. So I went ahead and applied some bronzer. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the eyes now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna take a small fluffy brush. I'm gonna go back into the Carli Bybel palette and use that shade that we used as our transition shade. And that's just, I'm just gonna run that along my lower lash line here. Just deepening that up a little bit. This way the top isn't, it's not so top heavy, this look, if you kind of add just a little bit of color to the lower lash line. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of highlight. I'm going back into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going for Vermeer, which is a nice silvery pinky shimmery eyeshadow. And I'm just gonna grab kind of a pointed fluffy brush with that. And that's gonna go right on the inner corners here. I'm gonna kind of fade it up into the shiny eyelid color there. And I'm gonna take a little bit and just go right under the brow. So now I'm just gonna take a bigger fluffy brush and I'm gonna do a little bit of Vermeer on the cheeks. I'm gonna do on the Cupid's bow, just a little bit above the eyebrows. And then I'm going back to that pointed brush. I'm just gonna do a teeny bit on the bridge of the nose. Now I'm going to move on to blush, and I'm going to use my favorite. You guys are probably sick of me using this by now, but it's the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Berry Amore. Amore. I don't know. So that's the blush, that's what we have so far, and now I have to pick out a lip. Okay, so what I'm gonna try is I'm going to try the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Glazey Daze. It's kind of like a clay color, a little bit. It'll just kind of give a little bit of subtle color to my lips, because I don't want to do anything like too bold with my lips, I think. I really just want the eyes to speak for themselves, to be the focus of this look. Yep, that was a good choice. I like it. Alrighty everybody, so this is the finished look. I really like the way that it turned out. It feels very pretty, and it's a little bit more ambitious for what I do and wear out and all that kind of stuff, but it's really fun. Definitely better than my cherry blossom look from last year. That was, I think I was trying to go a little too literal with that one. This one feels a little bit more abstract, but glam. Let me know down in the comment section below whether you like this look or not, or what you would have done differently to make a cherry blossom inspired look. And in fact, I would love to see your cherry blossom or flower power inspired looks. So share them with me on Instagram and on Twitter using the hashtag Mackenzie, obviously. I really want to see your looks, you guys, so share them with me there. Also, let me know about any other videos or tutorials that you would like me to do, because I want to do what you want to see. So let me know down in the comment section below. As always, I will have all of the products that I used in today's video listed in the description box below for you to find. I will also have a link to my GoFundMe campaign. 100% of those proceeds goes towards making this channel the best it possibly can be for you guys. So if you like this channel and want to help me make it better, please consider donating to that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at MUBYMackenzie. And if you like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like it in the future. Alright, thanks for joining me today, guys. Remember, makeup has no rules. They're more like guidelines. So, you do you, boo-boo. Alright, see you next time, everybody. There is something in my teeth. What am I doing? What are those? That's what's stabbing me in the eye. So the next thing I'm going to do, come on, focus up. Focus. Focus. And that, ooh, okay. Oh, shoot. I better hurry up. My friend's already here and we need to leave for this art thing we're going to. Okay. Need to catch my breath. Ran up the stairs too fast. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I don't have a Snapchat.